Hey y'all, welcome back to another Foundation Fridays where I talk to you about different topics to help you build a solid financial foundation. So come on in the live as you come in, invite a homegirl, invite a homeboy, invite somebody who you think can benefit from this. As y'all can see, the natural hair is back. I have been rocking a slick back for the past week and some change. So yeah, I'm back ready to twist my hair and of course talk to y'all. So as people are coming in, I'm gonna just tell y'all what I'm going to be using on my hair. The first thing I'm using is Dove Amplified Leave-In Conditioner. As far as the curling cream, I'm gonna mix products today because I want to try something new. So I'm going to be using the Dove Shaping Buttercream for curls and coils. I'm using this. And then African Pride Moisture and Define Curling Cream. So I'm using these two. And then for my gel to lock that thing on in, I'm going to use Shea Moisture Coconut and Hibiscus Flaxseed Defining Styling Gel. So these are all of the products that I'm using today on this head. I am doing a twist out today. And I am going to be discussing how to get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. So as you come in, invite a homegirl, invite a homeboy, invite somebody who you think can benefit. Oh, that part is not straight. So if you're new to Foundation Fridays, this is just a regular conversation. Like I said earlier, where I talk to you about something dealing with your personal finances to help you build a solid financial foundation. And I used to go live consistently a while ago, and I am getting back in the basically back in the routine of going live. And I feel like by me going live every single week is going to just help you do something different with your money. Because oftentimes when you're doing something new, it's fresh. You got to get used to it. You have to get in your own little rhythm. So I want to be like your accountability partner that's online, that's going to be helping you get through it and actually reach your financial goals. So how to end the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. So I know about this subject really well because there were times in my life where the money was not money. The money was not money. Me living paycheck to paycheck, me almost getting evicted, all of that really fueled my inspiration to even create the Responsible Homegirl, because I didn't even like the feeling that I had experienced, mainly because I didn't know anything about money and nobody taught me anything about money. And here I am working very hard but struggling to pay my bills, battling with bad money habits and just all sorts of stuff that I'm like, you know what, I need to figure this out, especially if I want to live this life that I want to live, if I want to just have these things in my life that I want to have. It's not just going to fall in my lap. So I have to literally do something different with my finances. So I always share my story about my personal finances in 2019 and my struggles in 2020. It was just a whole challenging time for my personal finances. Period. But I don't want to go into the whole detail of the story here because I don't want these to be very long. But I just shared that to say, when I talk about living paycheck to paycheck and how to get out of it, I'm not sharing it from a place that I have never experienced before. I'm your responsible homegirl now, but I used to be the irresponsible homegirl. And I feel like I say that every single time that I go live, but it's because I really want y'all to know that I did not always have it all figured out. I don't even have it all figured out right now. I don't want y'all to think that I just woke up like this. No, I did not just wake up like this. There are plenty of bad money decisions that I made, plenty of things that have happened in my life regarding my finances that have made me say, okay, what can I do better? How can I do this different? So today I want to talk to you just about the topic of getting out of that cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, because it is another way. And it is possible. So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to break it down in a 1, 2, 3, because that's kind of how my brain works. And I feel like if you can follow along with me and as you're listening to this, you can take notes and really apply it to your life, especially if you identify with this, or if you know like a friend or a family member that's struggling financially. Sometimes we're so quick to give people money, and yes, in struggling financial situations like that, money will help you. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the education to maintain what it is, or the more money you make, kind of piggybacking off of our conversation from last week, then you're just going to be back in the same financial position. So that's why I always preach that financial education is so powerful. Financial education is probably more powerful than money, because money comes and goes. But when you have the knowledge down pat, it does not matter if you are living off of $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000. You will know exactly how to make it work. Period. You will know exactly how to make it work. So now on to today's topic, how to get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. The first thing is awareness that you're even living paycheck to paycheck. So Key, what do you mean by living paycheck to paycheck? Do you get paid and you only have enough money to make it to the next 2 weeks? Meaning you have nothing left over, like literally by, let's just say day 12, day 13, you like, dang, I cannot wait to get paid again, because baby girl, the money not moneying. This bank account looking a little sad. If you're listening and you have more bills than you have money, that is living paycheck to paycheck. If you have more bills than you have money, that is living paycheck to paycheck. If you spend your check just as fast as you get it, and then you're waiting around for your next paycheck to spend more money, that is living paycheck to paycheck. So the first thing is awareness. I want you to be aware that you are living paycheck to paycheck, and I want you to know that there is another way. That does not have to be your norm. And I know some of us, we've probably been doing it so long that we're used to it. Like, oh, I know I got another check coming, so I can go ahead and do this. I can pay for this on Friday, blah, blah, blah. But no, I don't want us to be living a life where we are desperately waiting on a check. No, I want us to have enough money in our account where we can save, spend, invest, give, all of that good stuff. So awareness is the first thing. When you are aware of an issue that you have going on, now you can actually take the proper steps to move forward. Honestly. And I'm not saying it in a way like, if you live in paycheck to paycheck, you don't know what you're doing with your money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yes, that may be a piece of it. Yes, you have to take some personal accountability for your personal finances. But more importantly, I want you to think about, what else could I be doing with my money? What other opportunities can my money afford me? So like I said, the first step of getting out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck is awareness. Awareness that I am literally working to pay bills. I am working to pay bills and have a little extra money for an outfit, or have extra money to eat out when I want to, but I don't have the money to really do the things that I want to do. I am consistently waiting on that next pay period. If you're always waiting on that next pay period, baby girl, homegirl, sis, you live in paycheck to paycheck. So that's the first thing, awareness. Number 2, the second thing to get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck is you need to do an audit. An audit is just a fancy word, a fancy way of saying you need to do a check-in. You need to figure out what it is that you have going on. Take out a sheet of paper. You can pull up a Google Doc. You can do whatever. And you need to go through those bank statements. Go through those bank statements, because your bank statements tell it all. I remember one time, and this was probably sometime in May, I was going through my bank statements because I budget every single time I get paid. And I'm looking, and I had spent $400 eating out. I'm just like, what in the world is happening? I can remember me sitting down with my mama, us having a conversation. We was going through her bank statements. And I can't exactly remember what month it was, but we going through her bank statements. Y'all, she had already spent $7,000 in a month, and the month wasn't even over yet. So when I tell you your bank statements tell it all, your bank statements tell it all. So do an audit. Do not be afraid to look at what it is that you have going on with your personal finances. This is the reason why I always preach to people, use cash, don't use cash, because although cash can be very beneficial, like, oh, I only have $100, so I'm only spending $100. The part that I don't like is you don't have accountability. When I swipe my card, now my bank is keeping a record of what I spent the money on. So at any given point, I can go back through those records, I can go back through those files and see, okay, Key, you the problem. You have an issue eating out. You're not disciplined when it comes to going to the mall and shopping. You're not disciplined when it comes to being on Amazon spending your money. So that's why I always ask people, make sure you are using a debit card, your credit card, whatever, some sort of electronic money, whatever, so that you can track what you're spending your money on. Because it's 2022. Nobody is not keeping up with no receipts. If you're keeping up with your receipts, kudos to you. But it's just more work. And money is something that if you are not really serious about getting in a different financial position, you're probably not going to go all above and beyond to really do the most. And honestly, I don't think that you should. I feel like the simple things that we implement in our lives are the things that stick. Simple sticks. When it's simple to do, it's easy to stick to. Ooh, that's a bar. When it's simple to do, it's easy to stick to. And I pray, as I am sharing different things on my platform with the Responsible Homegirl, that as I break it down very simply, that it's just so easy for you to apply it and for you to stick to it in your own life. Y'all, let me turn off this heat because I know that it's going to clash as I talk. So give me 1 second and we're going to get back to it. I thought I turned it off. Okay, we back. Sorry about that. So now, the second thing that I just said, do an audit. You need to figure out what it is that you have going on. So like I said, take out a blank sheet of paper. I want you to write down, how much money do I typically earn? How much money do I typically earn? On the other side of that, you are going to write down your bills. So what comes out on a monthly basis, no matter what? I want y'all to get this through your mind right now because I don't want you to get confused. We are doing an audit. I'm not teaching you how to budget right now. I'm teaching you how to do an audit so you can kind of expose some of your financial habits. Because when I teach budgeting, I teach you to write down your expenses based off of how often you get paid. We're not doing that. We're doing an audit. So on one side of that paper, write down your income. On the other side of that paper, I want you to write down every single bill that comes out of your account on a monthly basis. Okay? After you do that, after you done got all of your bills written down, now it's time to go back through those bank statements and we're going to look at the past 3 months. What have you been spending your money on? So I want you to make a list. Okay, is it gas? Okay, cool. I spend money at the gas station because y'all know sometimes you get gas and you go in the gas station and you spending money on candy, drinks, all that. So I want you to write all that down. If you see yourself swiping at Amazon, write that down as well. Make a category for Amazon and how much you have spent at Amazon over the past 3 months. Okay, eating out, fast food, dining in, whatever it may be. I want you to write a category for that. So you're going to make categories based off of what you see in your bank statements for the past 3 months. Now, Key, why am I doing this for the past 3 months? Because the more you do these things, it's going to highlight your habits. So for the past 3 months, say for instance, you spent $600 on Amazon. That's going to show you that you have some sort of issue with spending your money at Amazon. Or it's something at Amazon that you just love so bad. The past 3 months, you spent $1,000 on sneakers. That's going to tell you something. So as you go through your bank statements for the past 3 months, I just want you to know that the purpose in doing that is to get exposed where your money is going to. Because honestly, when it comes to living paycheck to paycheck, that's really like the main problem. Or it really is two problems. Either one, you don't make enough money, or two, you just don't have discipline and you don't know where all your money is going. So the point of an audit is to really get exposed to where your money is going. Throughout this time, if you realize like, well, dang, I really don't spend that much money like that. Majority of my money goes to my bills. Then ding, 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 that's going to expose something else. Sis, you don't make enough money. Homeboy, you don't make enough money. So I want you to use this time as you audit to really, really, really look deeply. It's not about highlighting your shortcomings or just figuring out, dang, I got this spending problem. No, it's not about that. It's about exposing what the issue really is. Is the issue really you spending money, you not knowing where your money is going, or is the issue I don't make enough money? And as you do that, you'll be able to answer the question. So number 1, awareness. Number 2, audit. Number 3, time to cut. Time to cut. Something that I always say is sometimes you got to cut back to come up. I'm going to say that one more time. Sometimes you have to cut back to come up. So with the information that you just gathered from your audit, meaning the bills that you have, every single bill, I don't care if it's 99 cents a month for Apple storage, every single bill that you have, with the information that you have collected from your bills and what you have been spending your money on the past 3 months, now it's time to be real with yourself. It's time to be real. Number 1, what bills can I get rid of? What bills can I get rid of? Do I absolutely have to have Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, and Stars? Ask yourself that. Do I absolutely have to have 50 subscriptions? And I know I'm being really like extra right now, but I want y'all to think about it because this is real life stuff that people experience. This is real life stuff that I experienced. Do you have to have every single subscription in the book? Do you have to buy a pair of sneakers every time a pair comes out, a pair releases? Do you have to buy a new outfit every single time your friends say, let's go to brunch? Please help me understand. Help me understand. So now this is the time for you to start doing some cutting. You got to cut back. So figure out, what bills can I get rid of? Now, second thing, what spending can I either cut back from or completely get rid of? So taking y'all back to 2019, when I did this same stuff myself, I realized I was getting my nails done way too much. Girl, you do not make the type of money to be getting your nails done every 2 weeks. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? So from that realization, I'll tell y'all no lie, I probably went, I know, maybe a good year without getting my nails done at all. At all. And to this day, I still don't get my nails done as consistently as I used to. I got nails popped off right now. I still don't. It's called sacrifice. It's called discipline. It's called what I want is greater than the temporary things that I'm spending my money on right now. But you have to get there. Like, if that's not your mindset, if you still have the mindset of, I'm going to just do whatever I want to do with my money right now, can't take it with me, like you're not futuristic focused, you're not thinking deeper about the other things that your money can afford you, then of course you're not going to do it. Because you don't have no driving force behind it. The little things, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Everybody comes to that point in their own time. But right now, me being 24 years old, I'm thinking about what I want to invest in. I'm thinking about moving, where I want to move to, and how I want to move. I'm thinking about the things that I really, really, really want. Not the things that I just see on social media or I see on TV and I'm like, dang, I wish I could get that one day. No, it's no wishing, it's working. Because anything that you want, trust and believe, it is attainable. But are you willing to do the work for it? Are you willing to do the work for it? Because nobody's going to drop it in your lap. And I feel like the sooner we get that through our head, the more our discipline will begin to kick in. Because being financially responsible, honestly, y'all, it's all about education and discipline. Because you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't know something, then of course you can't do anything different. But once you actually get the knowledge and you apply it, nobody can't play with you. All you need is the discipline to kick in and to stick to it. Am I saying it's going to be easy? Absolutely not. But it will be worth it. It will absolutely be worth it. So going back to ending the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Number 1, awareness. Are you living paycheck to paycheck? And we discussed what that looks like. Number 2, do an audit. I need you to get all up in your business. I need you to literally go through the past 3 months of your bank statements. Number 3 was cut back to come up. What things can you cut back on? What things do you need to completely get rid of? Number 4, take action on those things immediately. So if you're saying, oh, I don't need all 50 of these subscriptions, don't wait to cancel them. Cancel them now. Do not wait to cancel them. Cancel them now. If you need to log on, you need to figure out those passwords. Y'all know we come up with every excuse in the book for why we don't need to do something right now. But I really want you to do it right now. Because it's on the top of your mind. And because it's on the top of your mind, you might as well go ahead and get it out of the way. Do not let another month come by of them taking the money out of your account all because you said you're going to do it later. No, make it make sense. So go ahead and take action on the things that you're going to cut back from by cutting them off. Okay? Now, that's the stuff that you're going to completely get rid of. If you're going to cut back on some items, so say for instance, you're like one of those people who just loves Amazon and you saw for the past 3 months you spent $600 on Amazon. Now, to completely cut that out, I don't think it's realistic. Why? Because you've been so used to shopping on Amazon. It's like you get paid and you know, oh, what am I going to get nice from Amazon? Like, that's your thing. So I don't ever tell people to just go cold turkey because I want you to actually implement financial habits that are sustainable. It's not about what you can do right now and just feel good about yourself, but no, what can you actually implement for months, for years, for decades? And once you get that under wraps, then of course it'll be easier for you to cut it out completely. But I don't want you to think about this whole process of depriving yourself from anything, because it's not about depriving yourself from anything. It's more so about doing stuff in moderation and just not going extreme with it for the sake of your finances. Does that make sense? Give me some feedback in the comments. Do I need to slow down on what I'm saying? Do I need to slow down? Also, y'all, I'm twisting my hair and talking, and I've been doing this for a while, but it's low-key hard. Because as I'm talking to y'all, I'm also trying to make sure that I'm getting to every step and not putting the gel on my hair before I put my curling cream on my hair. So it's a whole thing. Okay, so let's get back into it. So take action on those things now. Like I said, if it's something that you're going to cut back from, actually put it in place. What are you going to cut back from and how are you going to cut back from it? So in the Amazon example, instead of you spending $600, let's just say the $603 in 3 months, that's $200 a month. If in a perfect world, I know everything is not always even like that, but let's just say you're spending $200 a month. Instead of, let's just say you spending $200, we like, okay, let's cut that in half. Instead of spending $200 a month on Amazon, I'm gonna start off with only spending $100 a month. And then I will make it a goal to not even reach that $100. So when the month comes around, you only spend 50 or you only spend 75. Like, I would stay underneath that 100. Let that 100 be your mark. Let that 100 be your ceiling. And I promise you, y'all, it's not going to be easy because you've been used to doing a thing before, but it will be worth it and it will get easier over time. Over time. So the next thing, I'm going to just keep reiterating this stuff so y'all can kind of keep up with me. Number 1, awareness. Number 2, do an audit. Number 3, cut back to come up. Number 4, actually apply what you're cutting back from. So just do it now. Was that 4? Number 1, awareness. Number 2, audit. Number 3, cut back. Number 4, apply. So actually cut back what you're cut from. And number 5, vision. What are you working towards? What are you working towards? So I would say this is the part where it's going to come back full circle. So we're starting off with awareness that you're even living paycheck to paycheck. And then we're going to come back around to why you want to get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. And I know I usually start off everything with why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But as you do this, as you are cutting back, I want you to keep your goals at the forefront of your mind, at the beginning and the end. What are you working towards? And as you are working towards different items, don't be afraid to reward yourself. And rewarding yourself don't have to always cost. But just figure out what's going to help you what's going to help you actually stick to this thing. Because it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to only spend $100 this month at Amazon. But why? Who's going to hold you accountable? When we were young, we had our parents to do that. They were the people who made sure we wasn't getting into some stuff that we had no business getting into. When we were at school, we had teachers, we had principals that just kept us accountable. Their job was literally to teach us and hold us accountable. Did you study for your tests? How are you doing with this? How are you doing with that? But when we become adults, for some reason, it doesn't click that we still need that accountability. Or you can hold yourself accountable. But everybody doesn't have the discipline to hold themselves accountable. Everybody does not have the discipline to hold themselves accountable. So those are the 5 things that helped me get out of the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Those are the 5 things that I literally did in 2019. In 2019, I got exposed to so much. The first thing was that I was relying so heavily on a refund check, a college refund check. And yes, I had 2 jobs that I worked at. But without that refund check, trust and believe, I will have way more bills than I have money. And that taught me a valuable lesson. No matter what money you think is coming in, no matter what money you're hoping comes in, what money you're depending on, if the job that you work on a consistent basis cannot take care of your survival, your lifestyle, you don't need those jobs. You do not need those jobs, especially if it's not anything that you're passionate about. It's something that you're not learning from, something that's not mutually beneficial. What's the purpose? Back in 2019, when I did those 5 things that I told you about, specifically the audit, number 2, I realized that I was not making enough money. So what did I do? I quit both of my jobs. Now, I was very grateful for those jobs, but those jobs were just jobs. I was literally there just for a paycheck. So if you're listening and you have a job that is actually contributing to your well-being, contributing to your education, whatever it is, and you may not be getting enough money, okay, that's a different ballgame. But I'm talking specifically to the people that are working jobs just for money and still don't have enough money. In my head, that don't make no sense. It makes no sense. So I want you to understand, when you are becoming aware when you are doing the audit, when you are cutting back to come up, when you're actually cutting back those things, and when you are making goals, what's going to keep you grounded, what's going to keep you moving forward and doing those things, I want you to know, and please hear me really closely, I want you to know that everything on the other side of living paycheck to paycheck is worth it. I know you've probably been used to doing things your own way, used to what you've seen growing up, used to just getting by. But no, it's a different way. You do not have to just get by. But not just getting by is going to take planning. Not getting by is going to take you looking at your personal finances head on, looking at those numbers, even when you don't want to look at those numbers, and then doing something about it. Because it's not enough to complain about you not making enough money. It's not enough to complain about, dang, I wish I had a new job. It's not enough to just keep on doing the things that you are doing. It's not enough. It is not enough. So I really hope that this video was helpful. If you're listening back on YouTube or the podcast, I really want you to give me some feedback. Tell me what it is that you're struggling with, and if you even thought that this video was beneficial for you. Because I just want to know, like, where y'all heads at. I know I sometimes talk to two different people. Some people, they don't have enough money and they are literally struggling. Some people, they have more than enough money and they're still struggling because of mismanagement. And I thought that today's live topic about just ending the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck would be a great addition to what we talked about last week. Because living paycheck to paycheck, it has absolutely nothing to do with how much money you make. Absolutely not. Well, it does a little bit. Let me not say that it don't have nothing to do with how much money you make. It does a little bit. But more importantly, it has something to do with how you manage. And if you have more bills than you have money, that still has something to do with management. And guess what? You got the power to actually change it. You have the power to change it. So like I said, I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions at all. 2 Foundation Fridays ago, that's so funny. But 2 Foundation Fridays ago, I created a group on Facebook specifically for people who have debt and who are prioritizing paying off their debt and just making more responsible financial decisions. If you're listening and you would like to be a part of the group, you can definitely click the link in the description box or the episode show notes, and it will be available for you to join. And like I always tell y'all, with exposure, execution, and consistency, there is absolutely nothing you can't do. Last but not least, I am recording this on Black Friday. If you are out shopping, do not go in those people's stores without a plan. I shared that maybe like a couple of weeks ago. And even after Black Friday, it's still the holiday season. Christmas is coming around. I want you to understand that if you go in these people's stores without a plan, you will definitely be just picking up stuff. Like I always say, I'm speaking from experience. Y'all know we don't live much different lives, right? Like, yes, we may experience this life in a very different way, but most of the time we do the same things. That's why we can laugh at some of the same jokes. That's why we can really relate to some of the memes and videos that go viral and stuff, because it's not much that's different. We're actually more alike than we are different. So as I'm sharing these different things about personal finances and just being in a better place, they all come from my personal experience and things that I've experienced with like people that I've worked with, people who are bold enough to ask me different questions and share different things about their personal finances with me. So I just want y'all to keep that in your back of your mind. As you are preparing for the holidays, as you are preparing to go shopping and buy things for the people that you love, have a plan. Have a plan. So you don't look back in January and you like, dang, where all my money go? You're confused. You are so confused. So replay this 3 times, take notes, actually implement. And as you implement, I want you to document your journey. Document your journey. Tell me if this worked for you, because personal finances are indeed personal. Sometimes the things that work for me won't work for other people, but I think that it's very powerful sharing my story, sharing what did work for me. Because like I said, once you get the education, all you need now to do is apply it and actually be disciplined, and your life can literally change. I did not wake up like this. I did not just arrive here. It took a process. I'm still in process. Still to this day in process. And I do believe that if you just take it one step at a time, day by day, if you have something that you are working really hard towards and you really want to be in a different place financially, it's nothing that's going to be off limits to you. Absolutely nothing. But it all starts with you. So that's all I got for y'all today. As you know, the replay will be available on YouTube and the podcast. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me this past 30 minutes. I hope y'all learned something. And as you listen to this, if it was helpful, please share it with a friend. If you are listening on YouTube, may you subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. May you like it, give it a comment, so other people can discover the Responsible Homegirl, and you can really help me on this mission to helping more young adults become financially responsible and wealth conscious. I cannot do it by myself, and I promise you, I see every like, every comment, every subscription, every single thing. Like, nothing goes unnoticed. And when I tell you I am super grateful for every single person that's a part of my tribe, my Responsible Homegirl community. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. And I know I said it before, but I'm going to just say it one more time. With exposure, execution, and consistency, there is absolutely nothing you can't do. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Black Friday. Enjoy the rest of your holiday season. And I will see you again next Friday at 3. Bye, y'all. My hands is a mess.